Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. It's a beautiful Friday morning. Today is January 3rd, 2025. We get together most weekday mornings at 8 o'clock Central to talk about our Shelf Corp Reseller Program, which is designed at no cost, of course, to allow us to collaborate, position you to build financial literacy, and increase access to capital of others through our Shelf Corps. You'll see on the right-hand side on the shared screen, we have our date, our welcome. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to type that into the Q&A. It's like a chat box of Zoom, and we'll address those. We have an agenda today that's very straightforward. We want to make sure that you understand how the reseller program works. Most importantly, we're here to answer your questions. We're growing very quickly, which is great, adding lots and lots of resellers. So this daily gathering that we have, 5 times a week, normally 20, 21, 22 times a month, this is our primary way of supporting you because there's just not enough time in the day to answer questions from 850 of you. So this is a great time to ask your questions and allow us to answer your questions. So go ahead and start typing those into the Q&A. And then we want to leave today with the intention, let's go help some clients and make money, right? That's what entrepreneurs do. And that's what makes you and I different than most people. We have a passion, a desire for solving other people's problems. And by doing so, you and I make a shitload of money. And that's the way entrepreneurialism works, right? You identify a problem, you provide a solution, and you make a lot of money. So as a reseller, it's not pitching you on anything. You don't have to sign a contract. You don't have to pay anything, but you have the ability to help people solve their problems and make an adult income. As far as resources, if you're not a reseller and you'd like to become one, just simply email us. That's real simple. We'll send you the packet. No contract to sign, no money to pay. If you need to speak with someone, call Madison. Our past trainings, our library of past trainings are available on YouTube. Strongly recommend that you view those to get more background knowledge. But the question is, are you interested in getting paid to help other people increase their financial literacy and access to capital? And if so, you may want to become one of our Shelf Corp resellers. There are several reasons that I think that you might want to consider becoming a reseller. The first of which is it's literally no cost. There's no buy-in, there's no cost now, there's no cost later, there's no investment on your part at all. As far as time issues, I know everyone's busy. Some of the clients that I talk to, it seems like sometimes the brokest people are the busiest, ironically. But regardless, if you have a little bit of time or a lot of time, it's up to you. You can be a reseller. There's no mandates for production or time allocation. What we're doing is providing a legal, ethical, and a unique solution, helping small business owners have a fundable business. Because as we've talked about on other trainings, doesn't matter how badly someone wants money or needs money, they need to qualify. And by you and I providing them a fundable shelf corporation, we'll be ready to go to funding in just a week. With the low price point, I don't think you're going to have any pushback from any of your prospective clients. All they pay is $250 out of pocket, and then we'll set up financing for the rest. This is a fast proposition for the client, but from your perspective, it's great, right? You'll literally be able to start making money today, not tomorrow, not in a few days. And it's very simple. The value proposition is straightforward. As far as who should become a reseller, anyone's welcome to become a reseller. We don't discriminate. A lot of the folks we work with are business to business professionals. They're accountants, they're attorneys, they're loan brokers. They have a sphere of influence of small businesses. They're looking at helping their clients access capital and earning extra income. Sometimes they're wanting to use this as a new door opener. However, anyone's welcome to become a reseller. You don't have to have a Rolodex of prospects. You don't have to have a B2B background. As far as how the process works, and this is probably the most important thing because I want to make sure that everyone is familiar with the process. And I see Yolanda asking a question that I'm going to get to in just a second. So let's make sure we understand how this reseller works. It's designed to be simple. When we put this together, we had a number of you that came to us and said, we want a way to easily make money, to help people, of course, credibly, legitimately, and we don't want to have to pay anything. So this is meant to be streamlined and simple. So let's go through the process and then we'll dig into your questions. As I mentioned before, if you're not a reseller, you want to become one, it's real simple. You email us and request it. We'll send you a packet. There's no contracts to sign. There's no money to pay. We'll send you an implementation email, and then usually we'll text you to let you know we sent it, just to make sure it doesn't get lost in your email. Then you're live. We've done this for some people, and as Robin, let's see if Robin's on training this morning. Robin's not. But then Robin didn't start enrolling clients into the Shelf Corp program. He thought that he wasn't ready to go. No, you're ready to go. Once you get the implementation email, which you'll normally get just minutes after emailing us, you're ready to start making money today. So we will email you the reseller packet. Within it is an editable Shelf Corp agreement and then access to on-demand training. So the editable Shelf Corp agreement so this is set up as a private label, private or white label approach. So we're going to give you the agreement. It's going to be a template. You're going to remove our information off. You're going to put your information on. You're going to change the pricing if you want to change it, which I'm onto these two bullets here, and you're ready for clients to sign up. It's that simple. We've had some people that don't know how to use Microsoft Word. Well, that's not going to be our role. We're not going to support you in learning how to use Microsoft Word to edit the agreement. You need to cover that on your side. Most of you are setting it up in DocuSign or Adobe for clients to easily e-sign it. We're not going to train you on Adobe or DocuSign. Again, you're not paying anything to be a reseller. We can't be your admin support. Your role is to go generate clients, get them under contract. We do all the implementation, and you're making over $5,000 a deal, which we'll go through. So again, what you'll do is you'll take that editable client agreement and you'll get the client under contract. In other words, they're going to sign the contract. You'll sign the contract. We're going to set up a Dropbox folder. You'll upload the contract so we know who we need to implement, because we handle all the implementation. And then you'll send us the down payment. Now, from the client, you can either collect a down payment of $250 or more if you want, or you could actually just go ahead and have them pay the full amount of the Shelf Corp. You determine the price, which we'll talk about in a moment. So if they're not paying for the Shelf Corp in full, then we will send them a finance application. We'll copy you on the email. We have a consortium of over 40 different lenders that are looking to help clients finance their Shelf Corps. Within 24 hours, they'll get offers, and then they can get funding as soon as next day. In many cases, they'll get 10, 20, 30 offers. They can accept one or more, but the primary goal, of course, is to get them financing to cover the purchase of the Shelf Corp so we can go implement and so you can get paid, which is the next bullet. So once the client has paid for the Shelf Corp, then we're going to implement, and we can take care of all the implementation. It's not a burden. It's not a responsibility to you. So how much money do you make? It's up to you. You determine your income. It's a function of how many Shelf Corps do you sell, which it should be real easy to sell with this value proposition. They're only out of pocket $250. Most of our resellers seem to be doing a deal a day. Some do more, some do less, but it seems like the pattern is the average reseller here early on is doing a deal a day, but that's up to you. As far as the pricing, the wholesale cost is $10,000. That's what we need on each Shelf Corp to cover our costs. We have to pay our vendors. So anything that you want to charge the client above that is your profit. So that's up to you. Most of our resellers are selling the Shelf Corps for between $15,000 and $25,000, which means they're making between 5 and 15,000 per. But that's up to you. So let me pull my notepad back up and we're going to dig into your questions. All right, so Yolanda asks for links. There are no links. There are no links, Yolanda. So you're going to get, as a reseller, what I said. You're going to get the client agreement. You're going to get the reseller packet. So Yolanda, do you have the reseller packet? If you don't mind, yes or no. If not, we'll need to figure that out. And then you get the reseller packet. As I mentioned, it has the editable agreement, and you're ready to go. So no, we're not providing landing pages and a bunch of other resources. The purpose of the reseller program is to make it fast, easy, and cheap. And if you wanted us to start doing a bunch more things, it's not going to be able to be free anymore. So if you want a landing page, you go create it. But you don't need a landing page, because once you take this Shelf Corp agreement and put it, Yolanda, into DocuSign or Adobe, you'll have a link to send the client. That's the link they need to sign. Now, if you want a website, a web presence, you want to do online marketing, that's great. That's what you're bringing to the table. We're essentially bringing the turnkey Shelf Corp program and a great comp model. All right, so let's see what the next question is. And these questions are great. So all the questions that you have, the better, because this is why we need to get together. All right, so Near's asking about points from the funding. Yep, you make 5 points off the client's funding. So that's the answer to that. Just keep in mind, Near and everyone else, we really have divided it into 2 steps. Let me bring my notes back up and let's add some entries. So 2-step implementation. The first step is we need a fundable business. Assuming that these folks want business funding, we need to have a fundable business. Most clients, most entrepreneurs do not have a fundable business. Worse yet, most of them don't even know what it takes to have a fundable business. So when you look at your implementation packet, you'll see you've got resources like the comparison guide, so you can easily walk them through and help them understand that they don't have a fundable business, and the Shelf Corp is the easiest, fastest, cheapest way to have a fundable business. But with that being said, we need to get a fundable business. This is step 1. That's why the number 1 is here. If we don't have this, funding doesn't matter, because there is no business funding without a fundable business. So that's a little bit of a mindset change, where a lot of people will come to you and they'll say, oh, no, just get me money. Near, just get me money. I just need money. Well, do you have a fundable business? Often they'll spout off, oh, yeah. So that's where you go use the comparison guide, which is part of your implementation, Shelf Corp Reseller implementation email. They really don't, but they don't even know what they don't have. So that's why the education is such an important part. But step 1 is creating a fundable business. We can do that easily, fast, cheap, with a Shelf Corp. Right? Then we go to funding. So it's really important to describe these 2 steps. Now, you're going to have a lot of people, again, they don't care about number 1, they just want number 2. But if they don't have a fundable business, there is no funding available. As far as Michelle's asking for ad templates in that, no. As a reseller, we're keeping it simple, because as soon as we start opening up a lot of support and training, we fall into the trap we had last year, where we didn't charge distribution partners. A lot of the lowest producers, what we call dabblers, sucked up the most of our time. So this is great for those of you that are ready to go market and close deals. If you're not ready to market or close deals, this may not be a good fit for you. However, the information that we've provided you, you can easily pull and generate ads from. Michael asked, can this be available anywhere in the world, any country? And the answer is yes. Michelle asked about credit issues. Yeah, so credit is relevant. And if you remember, and if you're not familiar with it, go watch our past trainings. The Shelf Corp, that they buy from you includes free credit assistance, because a lot of small business owners aren't like you and I. They've not managed their credit. They've had a bumpy road. So we know that that's a problem. And that's really what you see in the Shelf Corp package, is that we are providing the resources that helps them become fundable. Yes, credit is relevant for many sources of capital, not all, but we've built that in at no additional cost. Let's see. Donald's asking about the affiliate program. So we still do have the affiliate program, but we're not supporting it on this Zoom. The affiliate program is different, but to be an affiliate, you have to buy a Shelf Corp. Be real clear. To be an affiliate, which is not what we're talking about today, you have to buy a Shelf Corp because we need you to have gone through it to be a testimony. As a reseller, there is no required purchase, there is no cost, there's no contract even. So the reseller is what we're really going to emphasize. It's the easiest for you all. Let's see. Michelle asked, are clients able to pay the balance of the purchase with funding? Well, of course, that's the whole concept. They pay $250 down. And if you remember in the process, what do? We send them a finance app to finance the balance. So Michelle, what you're asking is exactly what we do, and it's exactly what's stated in the process. Yolanda has a really good question. What about clients that are looking for more than 100,000? And that's fine. So we're going to deliver that Shelf Corp in about 7 days to them. Well, let's break down the timing just for clarity. So let's add a point of discussion here. Timing. So we're going to provide the 100,000 to the client in 24 hours. Then in about 7 days, we'll provide the other deliverables. So why 7 days? Because we have to get everything into the client's name, right? It's a Shelf Corp. So it's not in the client's name at the state level. It's not in the client's name at the IRS for their EIN. So we need 7 days to do all of this. However, we can get them the 100,000 right away. If you missed yesterday's training, you definitely want to see yesterday's training where we talked about this initial 100,000 and how we help them liquidate that. So again, you can go access past trainings on our YouTube channel. So the question I digressed from is, what if the client wants more than 100,000? That's fine. We're going to still deliver. Sorry about that. We're still going to deliver what we promised to deliver in 7 days. And then I guess we could even add this, so that'll be good. So if client wants more than 100,000, we will then modify the loan package. If loan package sounds Greek, what that means is it's the paperwork that comes with the Shelf Corp, the business plan, the financial projections, because everything has to support the capital raise. So yes, it's perfectly fine if a client wants and needs more than 100,000, but we're going to deliver what we promised to deliver first. Then we can right away, no delay, right away, then make the edits needed to match what they want their capital raise to be. So that would be a step 3. If they're good with just 100,000, then we can stop with just steps 1 and 2. Great question. So Near says client looking to borrow 3 million. Yeah. So don't get distracted by the dollar amount or even the uses of funds. Some people will say, well, I want to acquire a business. Some will say, I want to start a business. Some will say, I want real estate. Some will say, I want equipment. Some will just say, I want working capital. You don't need to worry about any of that. That's all implementation. We handle that. That's part of the uses of funds. Is it relevant? Of course, it's relevant to us at implementation, but to you, it doesn't matter. You're doing the same thing. So you can cut down on all the chatter that prospective clients typically want to have. They need to understand the benefits of the Shelf Corp. You need to get them under contract, which we provide you, the editable contract. You need to collect the initial down payment of $250, or you can collect the entire amount of money that you're selling it for, and then we'll take care of the rest. So don't get bogged down with all the client unique circumstances. Otherwise, you'll never make any sales. You'll be so bogged down. And sometimes you just have to be firm because people will want to chat, tell you their life story. Everyone had great credit until the War of 1812. None of that matters. Just make sure they understand the benefits of the Shelf Corp, get them signed up. We'll handle implementation. Otherwise, you're going to cut your earnings in half or much more because you'll just be bogged down talking to people. And none of your conversation goes into our implementation process anyway. So frankly, you're wasting your time, you're wasting their time. Educate them, sign them up, collect the money or at least the initial payment. We'll take care of the rest. Okay, and yeah. So if you have questions on specific clients, then you want to reach out to Madison, of course. This is not a good time to talk about clients' confidential information near, but you know how to reach Madison, right? 903-352-3390. And that's on the bottom. So we have our reseller support line, which is technically different. It's not a mistake. So Madison works for the nonprofit. And then on our for-profit side, which is where the reseller support is. Two different numbers. All right, so we get together most weekday mornings at this time. The goal is to answer your questions. Remember, that was on the agenda. And so to the best of my knowledge, we've answered every question that's been presented today. You should know what to do now. What would you do? If you're not a reseller and you want to become one, then here's what you do. If you don't want to be a reseller, then, well, thank you for your time and best of luck selling whatever you're going to sell. I know that our resellers should reasonably make $100,000 a month, not get rich quick, not like winning the lottery, not like the money that a lot of you are used to making. But if an extra $100,000 a month as a reseller is enough to motivate you to help people and make a difference in their lives, you're in the right spot. But I know you're smart. I know you're motivated. You can go make $100,000 a month legally doing a lot of things. If this isn't the right fit for you, no worries. But once you're a reseller, then you need to make sure you have that packet that we sent to you. If you don't have the packet, then we have a problem because it should have been sent to you. Then call the reseller support line and say, hey, I need you to resend me my packet, and we'll resend you the packet. But most likely it's been sent, and most likely it's sitting in your email in spam or promotions or somewhere because it has links, right? We're going to be sending you emails with links, and a lot of consumer-based emails don't like links or attachments. Once you have your packet, edit that agreement, take our information off, put yours on, change the pricing how you want. We've talked about pricing a little bit. And man, you're ready to go sell. You're ready to go enroll clients and make money. And again, you all are different, but I talk to so many people on a daily basis. They're just not wired to sell anything. And I'm like, are you an entrepreneur? Because can you think of any business in the world that doesn't need to sell? So if you're not going to be selling and you're the owner of the business, then you need to hire someone that's going to be selling because someone's got to be selling. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor, a CPA, an attorney, a plumber, a reseller. You've got to make sales, so there's no money coming in. So this is a great way, a legal way, an ethical way. Again, going back and watching some of the prior trainings will really get you, I think, motivated and knowledgeable. We'll have some folks that want to call and that they'll want to talk, and we don't have enough time to in the day to go back and reteach everything. So this library is very good, especially the most recent trainings. Those over the past 30 days, I strongly encourage you to watch. So with that being said, we'll see you back Monday morning. If you need anything, hopefully you know what to do. But the key is let's go make money. Let's go help people. We don't want to spend another day, another week, another month, another year just getting on Zooms and talking. We need to go implement. We need to implement and see results so you're making money that you deserve. Thanks, everyone. See you back Monday morning. Bye-bye.